First of all, I am seeking a specific sinner this morning. I had my squirrel sitting here this morning for the sermon, and it's missing. And in case you're wondering about squirrels, it's because some people think I get distracted. But what was I talking? Oh, I'm here for a sermon. Okay. Have you ever had your children quote yourself back to you at an inopportune time? But Dad, you said don't use those words. Remember that. So last night, about 6 of us went over to St. Patrick's Roman Catholic Church and listened to Father Gary preach a wonderful sermon, and he was preaching on the lost dime and the lost sheep. By the way, Church Shoppers Anonymous, about every 2 weeks we visit a different church, just to sort of contrast what's going on with us, but also I've advertised in the paper we have some non-Episcopalians who might be looking for a church. But sometimes it's intimidating to go into that church by yourself. So we have a lot of fun. Well, what Father Gary suggested was, and he sort of whispered it, he said, please don't get mad at me, but I think God is crazy. I think God is crazy. And I knew right then I liked Gary because I'm always suggesting odd things about God, which I'm going to do this morning. But he said it's crazy to leave your 99 sheep and go after one lost one. Why not cut your losses and stay with the 99? It's crazy for a woman to go clean up her house, find this silver coin, and then probably spend more money having a party than the lost coin was worth. Not to mention, when the shepherd called their friends to celebrate, he probably sacrificed a sheep, and they had sheep. God is crazy, is what Father Gary said. Not me, Father Gary. And he ended it by saying God's crazy about you and me. I could end there, but I'm not. So, will I get the squirrel back if I do a 5-minute sermon? God sounds like a child in this reading. You got to understand that he's just finished revealing to Moses on the mountaintop the 10 Commandments. Keep the Sabbath, love God, don't covet, don't steal, don't kill. And everything's going great. Moses has got his 2 tablets. Can anybody tell me who broke all 10 Commandments at the same time? Moses. When he got down and saw they had built the golden calf, he threw them down and broke all 10 Commandments. But God notices that while Moses was gone for a long time, the Israelites, the children of Israel, asked Aaron to make a golden calf. And they began worshiping this golden calf and saying, it's this golden calf that represents the gods that delivered us from Egypt, from slavery. And then God says to Moses in a very mature fashion, just leave me alone, Moses. I'm going to destroy all those Israelites who did this. Well, that's real mature, God. So Moses has to recount God's words to God. Remember, God, how you said the descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob would be as many as the stars in the sky and the sands in the beach? Do you remember what you said, God? Oh, and what would the Joneses say? What would the neighbors say? What would the Egyptians say if they heard that you delivered them from slavery just to kill them in the desert? Oh, you wouldn't want to be embarrassed, would you? Do you hear how God is acting like a child? It's a whole new meaning to Jesus saying, come to me as a child. It's not that way. Although, quite frankly, I've heard many adults sound like an irritated child. Well, I'm not going there anymore. He said God's crazy or God's a child. Why? Why do you think this story is told? Why do you think in our sales manual, which happens to reveal our darkest sins and reveals God, is somewhat arbitrary? Someone who can change his mind? I thought God was changeless. Because at the end of the story, God changes his mind. Wait a minute, I didn't know that God could do that. Our sales manual is the worst sales manual of all. Do we have any salespeople in this room? First of all, everybody raise your hand, because you are all salespeople, because you are selling for free the gospel of Jesus Christ. Remember that. You are salespeople for God and for Jesus. But it'd be like, if you buy this washing machine, it's going to break within a year. The belts will probably break loose. I wouldn't trust that motor very much. The color's a little off too. It'll fade after. That's our sales manual. That's the Bible. It shows all of our imperfections. Why? Why? When I think about Moses, I think about what a relationship he had with God, that he could scold God. We have that kind of relationship with God. We can get mad at God. We can cry out to God. We can praise God. God is our friend. I just got angry with a friend this morning, as a matter of fact. Jim. But I love the man. And I love the man. I'm hoping he's still loving me. Oh, good. Thumbs up. I'm glad to hear that. Oh, Lord. You can turn my microphone off just like somebody else did. So where was I? Squirrel! I do have a strong finish for this. Sue said, oh good, let's be done with it. Okay, we're done with it. Here's the finish. Abram, in the desert, negotiated with God to spare Sodom and Gomorrah. Moses, on the mountain, negotiated with God to spare the children of Israel. Jesus, in the Garden of Gethsemane, negotiated with God to spare his life, spare this couple's suffering, but did not change God's mind. Think about that. Wonder about that. Let me know what you think is the reason for that. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.